Now, the other side of the fable, of course, is absence. Is absence. And this is the last object. How can you represent absence, whether in poetry or in painting? Later, I'll read some of my poetry, and I'll try to express that more concretely. I will not speak too long, 5 more minutes. And then I would love to meet with you in a much more intimate, much more personal way. This feeling of being behind one of these electronic monstrosities here, it's the most dehumanizing feeling for a person that is trying to express in an intimate way something that is part of my growing experience. But coming to this question of the you see, I forgot now, I have to invent something. Absence. How do you express absence? Now, absence, of course, is expressed through, anyone has had the fortune of going to Altamira or Lascaux, for example. Altamira, unfortunately, is closed right now. But in Altamira, you have these silhouettes. Many of you have seen the photographs, no? They're marvelous. They're marvelous. They are literally ghost-like beings from the past that are coming to speak to us, and they are present with us. You know, and the feeling of being in a cave like this is a mystical experience. Unfortunately, they've closed this place now because the human presence was destroying the drawings. But there is one possibility of expressing absence. Here's another myth or fable. What the hunters were doing supposedly was to capture the spirit of the animal through the image. Now those images have a tremendous sense of void in them. They have a tremendous sense of incompleteness, inconclusiveness, no? They give you the impression that they float, they give you the impression that they're ghost-like, phantom-like. They give you the impression of being spirits, specters. And there is one possibility, because all painting you see and all poetry expresses itself symbolically. The least gesture that you do, for example, if I send myself into outer space, or anyone of you, and like they did in your country, with one man going like this, and the woman, which is also rather insulting to women, with her arms down. See the woman very passive, the man with their arm up, right? You can see that I'm teaching at Smith College. I have my priorities well set. Women are superior to men, it goes without saying. But this man lifting up an arm like this. Now, what could it represent? It can obviously represent how, like in the old days. It could represent a weapon, right? Because if you don't know what a human being looks like, it could represent, I'm going to strike you, I'm going to strike you, I'm going to hit you. It could represent a fact that this man has a paralyzed arm. A paralyzed arm, well, he was born that way. Exactly, the Nazi salute, like here, right? So that's the communist. This is the communist. This is my Führer. Yes, but you see what I'm saying is that so symbolism really is what it comes down to. Everything is emblematic. In this, if I can find it, in this little book, I play with things like that. You see, all this comes from my childhood. And here, for example, are the little ñes. Ñ in Spanish is the little N with a little squiggle on top, right? But it's a beautiful little vulture also. And this is the way that we used to draw little vultures. And here it is. You see the little ñes floating around? They are called, this is called Coma, K-O-M-A, number 5049, because I'm quoting. You see, what happened was in 1965, I was standing in front of the Church of Loen, and as they were excavating the base of the church in order to repair it, they hit upon this canoe, and this is the honest truth. Obviously, I will not tell nothing but the truth. No?
As you know it.
And they found this canoe, which was covered with a plate of metal, which was buried by the Jesuits in order to keep away from the rapaciousness of their countrymen, the other Spaniards, who were known for their sharp teeth, and for the Indians. And in that canoe, aside from chalices and aside from all kinds of things, there were 22 volumes writings. Each book, each volume had 1,000 pages. Now, obviously, 1,000 pages is a voluminous book, no? It's an incredible book. So these writings that I do are obviously, being a lazy man like Borges, I simply quote from the writings of the scribes of these men that wrote in the 16th century, the 1500s, and hence through this quotation, this fragmentary quotation, I recreate the history of my country. In a way, what I'm doing is I'm trying to create a little present and past. But coming to this question of the ambiguity of science, here is I grew up with animals like this. This is a little animal which is called un cuervo acuático. It's an aquatic crow. An aquatic crow. Now, the aquatic crow handles around the Amazonian jungle, and particularly ends up always dipping into the water for piranhas. They eat piranhas.
Piranhas?
Piranhas.
Oh, piranhas! Sorry.
Cannibal fish. These guys actually eat cannibal fish. Now, this little fellow is written with the Spanish vowels E, and it goes down the neck, and it becomes O in the body. A is the E letter, which is your E, it becomes A for us. It forms the upper part of the body, and the A forms the tail, the U forms the legs. And it says, El cuervo nada, the crow swims. And down here, nada el cuervo. Now, by inverting the little phrase, it's the same phrase but inverted. Nada el cuervo, of course, nada silch nada, right? Nothing. Nowhere is the crow. Why? Because this is not a crow. This is the Spanish vowels, right? And that was Magritte's message, right? This is not a pipe. This is paint. You cannot eat this paint. And you may remember Matisse, of course. He told a funny story about that. A person came up to him and said, "But that's not a woman." You're right. It's not a woman. It doesn't look like a woman. It's paint. Now here's another one, for example, taken from the scribes of Bohemia, from this people in the 16th century. It's Letter to Amnesia, number 77. It's titled Amfibologia. Amfibologia is the archaic word in Spanish for ambiguity. And of course it is ambiguous, isn't it? Every letter in our alphabet comes from a pictogram. The A, as you know, is the what? It's the head of the deer turned upside down. See? Here's the deer. Turn it upside down, you have an A. The O is the eye. Okay? This is where poetry begins. To be original is to go to the origin. Yes? This was Borges' point. Anyway, so here's the sort of planet light, and it says ambiguity. The letter O, I, zero, orange, whole, skylight, planet. You can make it whatever you want. Okay, these were games these people were playing. This is not me. This is not me. I'm much more profound than this.
You know? To finish up, I
would like to read you this is the basic script for an opera which is going to be created between the man that has been conducting the opera house here in Boston during the last few presentations. His name is Joel Thom. Now, something funny happened to Joel Thom. He was a classically trained musician, and he went to India. And in India, he began to hear strange sounds from a strange instrument. And he began to also feel different. And all of a sudden, everything he had lived for, the Juilliard, he went to Juilliard and whatnot, became, he shed all of that, and he became totally enchanted by the possibilities of being totally un-Western, non-Western.
He went from riches to rabbit.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. That's an excellent way to put it. And he keeps on going because he's a non-stop seeker. He wants to go now with me to the Lake Titicaca, 13,000 feet of altitude. If you can breathe, you can sing. But in most cases, you can't even breathe up there.